Hi guys, this shouldn't be a long video, but it's a very important video, and this comes from a couple of classes that I've taught and some research that I've done, and talking to a number of different people. And it is really important because it's going to clear up a misconception that I have had and that I have propagated and has been told to me by a number of people that I trust. So this talks about fair housing and a sexual preference in a rental. So just to lay a little groundwork, last July 1st, 2020, Virginia added gender identity and sexual preference to protected classes. Now, this is going to become important as we go through this video. Now, that change in the law did a couple of different things. First of all, it expanded the protected class, but it also put the state in alignment with the Realtor Code of Ethics. Article 10, Standard Practice 10-3 identifies gender identity and sexual preference as part of the protected classes within our Realtor Code of Ethics. So, that again puts the state and Realtor Code of Ethics together. So this is the part that I've got to discuss. And that is that over the years, it seems to have been urban legend, or however you want to phrase it, and again, propagated by me and other fair housing instructors and other people. And that is that an owner-occupied unit, let's say a detached home with a finished basement, that is owned by a single mother with, let's say, a 10-year-old and a 13-year-old daughter, they can decide that they are going to advertise and want only a female to rent the basement. Now, the urban legend and the common perception was, well, that's okay because, and that's understandable, so that you can discriminate based on sex, but you can't add another descriptor to it, such as she could not say, I will only take a Muslim woman or a white woman or things along those lines. And that is incorrect. Okay, that is absolutely incorrect. Other people have said, well, it's okay because it's that property does not fall under the Virginia Residential Landlord-Tenant Act. Again, not correct. The idea that the landlord can outwardly discriminate, is false. And based on Virginia Code and the Realtor Code of Ethics, okay, Article 10 says that we cannot be party to any type of discrimination such as that. So the fact that a person who is going to be a client of ours, a landlord client, says, I'm going to rent out the basement, or I'm going to rent out a room and I will only take women, please deal with this and advertise accordingly. We cannot be party to that. Now, the landlord, if it's a owner occupied and they are not governed by Virginia Residential Landlord-Tenant Act, they can make a decision on how they want to rent out, who they want to rent out to. All right, we cannot be party to any decision if they are saying, I'm only going to rent to a woman, or if it's a man, to a man. Okay, that is their decision. They cannot make us party to it. And the only thing that we have to, or someone has to disclose as to why they were not selected for a rental, is if there was a problem with credit. But other than that, there is no requirement for the landlord to disclose the reason why they selected or did not select an applicant. All right. So I want to make sure everybody understands this, and there'll be some of you that'll say, well, I don't agree with that. So let me tell you the sources. I've talked to Virginia realtors, to their legal department. I called into their hotline, emailed into their hotline, and spoke to a rep from there. I also called and emailed a friend of mine who's one of the lawyers at NVAR and spoke to him. And I also sent an email out to the Virginia Fair Housing Office, who again agreed, all three agreed. Virginia Fair Housing Office called it the Mrs. Murphy rule, where Mrs. Murphy can select who she wants because she doesn't want to have anything other than a woman as a rental. Now, all three, NVAR, VR, and Virginia Fair Housing Office, all agree that for us to be party of that is a violation of fair housing. Okay, so understand this is a very serious subject, and I don't want anybody to get caught with a problem with this. All right, thanks. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. So I realized in the previous video I forgot to tie it together, so this is going to be the add-on. The reason the sexual preference and gender identity came into this was the fact that if they do discriminate and they say, I only want a woman, and again, you cannot be party to this, it also puts them on a slippery slope because you can't discriminate, in essence, double discriminate. Because so what if it's a man who identifies as a woman? So does that count as having the woman? So the individual really can't, or a woman that identifies as a man and says, well, genetically, I am a woman and you want a woman, but no, I'm going to go around and I'm continuing to live my life as a man. So again, this puts things in a little bit of a slippery slope. So I realized when I was finished the video and had listened to it that I thought, man, you forgot that one important part where you said you're going to tie them together. So again, we can't be part of discrimination. Our clients are not to discriminate, and it cannot be overt. And so we can't be party to it. And they can choose who they want to rent to, but that is their decision. And the only thing they have to disclose as to why or why not they chose somebody is if they decide that they are not choosing somebody and it's based on credit, that has to be disclosed, right? Thanks.